So all I'm doing now is just spreading the sugar out, which is kind of thinning it out, which lets it cool a lot quicker and a lot easier. And you'll start to notice as well, it becomes more of a struggle to pull it apart as it cools. The end is sort of like a Play-Doh or plasticine fill, and it will be around 60 to 70 degrees. We don't tend to use temperature probes. We know just from experience and the feel of the sugar. So some of it's still a bit sticky. I'm also today, obviously, because I'm making the fresh lemons. With our fresh lemons, we do have 3 layers. So we have 2 that are the same colour on the outside, and then we have 1 in the middle that stays the same colour as the sugar already is. So I'm going to cut a piece off. I'll say about 1/3 of the sugar. And then also what this will do is that part should cool a little quicker than mine, as obviously it's a lot smaller and a lot easier to spread out. So as you can see, the sugar still really easily, it still moves by itself, which means it is still a little too warm to put through some of our other machines, as it could stick inside them, which will then obviously damage or break the equipment. So we also like to do a little rough and ready test, where you just grab the sugar by the centre, you lift and pull, and if it can hold itself for a couple of seconds, then you know that the sugar's almost ready. So I'm going to give mine one last stretch out, and then Mike's going to take a smaller part of the sugar over to the hot table just to rest, because I have to take this one piece through one more step, which is the machine on the furthest to my left, which is called the pulling machine. So this machine, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, depends if it likes me or not. So all you do is put the sugar on one of the bars, you stretch it down, round the second bar, over, under, and you rest on top. I'm going to hold it in place. And what this is doing is stretching apart the sugar, pulling it apart, and it's also pushing air into the sugar, which you will start to notice a change in the size, the colour and the texture of the sugar.
That's good, isn't it?
I know. Have you seen? They get the two. Yes, that's it.
What I'm going to give it a quick reset, because obviously some of the parts do fall off, and I don't want to have any streaks or different colour in the final product. I'm just going to put it back into place. And obviously I'm going to have to do this as quick as possible as well, as the sugar is starting to solidify and become a lot harder. Oh, almost. There we are. Right. So, because it's going to solidify, I'm just going to have to use it as it is. However, the streaks aren't too much of a problem, as you can also knead in the sugar, which does take out some of the streaks, and it will also take out the lines, which gives it a nice smoother finish. So I'm just going to knead it in, and then also I'm going to split this one in half.
You can see the difference too.
And then I'm going to stretch them all out around to the same sort of size. And then Mike's going to quickly make that into a giant lemon sandwich for me.
The sandwich. And then the sandwich.
And the underside of that sugar that was resting on the table, that will still be incredibly warm, which will make sure that it all sticks together in one piece. And then we're just going to stretch it out into one long line. As today we're using the machine at the very back to the left of the pan, which is called the batch roller, drop roller, sorry, should I say.